Okay, we're going to do a JGrasp install here. First, you need to go to jgrasp.org. Once you get to there, you're going to need to come down to this downloads over here on the left, or download link. And you're going to want to slide down here to this bundled version for your computer. If you are on Windows, you'll want the 64-bit, or Mac OS here, there's the PKG file or package file, or if you happen to be on Linux, here's the zip file. But I'll go ahead and grab this bundled exe, let that download. Once that gets downloaded, you'll want to run that. This is the one with the OpenJDK Java Development Kit 14, Checkstyle 835, and JUnit 413. So these are all bundled together, so you won't need to do any other installs for Checkstyle or JUnit. So let's go ahead and do this. Once we get this downloaded, it's going to take a little bit and install that. I think we're done. Let's go ahead and open that and run it. Just doing the install. All right, let's run that. Agree with the agreement there. And then I'm going to install the desktop shortcut for JGrasp. I'm just going to leave it where it's installed at the program files JGrasp. And then I'll create a start menu folder. And I'm going to go ahead and do the associations it wants with Java files. And let's finish out this install. All right, and we're done. Let's go finish. Now I should be able to load JGrasp. It's going to ask me what kind of look and feel I want. I'm going to go with the Windows mode here. Next, I don't like to allow the statistics to be reported, so I'll say no to that and hit next and finish. Now we've got JGrasp installed. I'm going to go ahead and download a lab from my website. We'll go ahead and run lab 2. From the calendar portion of my website, I'm going to go down to here and download inside of lab 2. I'll grab this welcome.java file. I'm going to right click, save link as. And I'm just going to put this out on the desktop for now. Save that. Then I'm going to go open this from my desktop. This welcome.java. All right, goes there. If I want to try and compile this now, I click on the green plus sign. And if everything goes well, it'll compile down here. And everything did. It said operation complete. Now I can run this and it's going to say, welcome to CS149. It's fun. Now I want to edit this and I'm going to say, it's really fun inside of here. I'm going to save this with the diskette over here. This is actually a floppy diskette. It's a pretty old thing that we don't even use anymore, but that's why that's that diskette. I'm going to click on compile again, and then I'm going to run it. And now it's saying, welcome to CS149. It's really fun. The last thing I want to do for this particular lab is I want to add a Java doc comment. So I'm going to do a / and 2 stars, and then I'll go welcome a greeting program. I'm going to add an author field and a version. We'll say 8/28/2020 as the due date of this assignment, and I'll put an honor code statement. The JMU honor. I'll close that, and I'll line there, and then I'm going to save that. I'm going to compile it again, and I'm going to run it. All right, so everything checks out. Now I would be able to submit this as a Lab 2 submission. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into here and I'm going to go to Lab 3 and make sure I've installed the Checkstyle that is with our course. So I'm going to come into here and I'm going to install Checkstyle. What I need to do is make sure I right click on this CS149 XML. I'm going to save the link as. I'm going to create on the desktop a folder though. Let's see if I can do that. CS149 folder. I'm going to save everything into here, and I'll save this as CS149 as an XML document. That's going to download that. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to Tools, Checkstyle, Configure, and it's got 835 bundled with the piece, but I want to make sure I'm not using this one. This is the default check here, and it's the simple Java doc pub only Checkstyle 824 and higher checks. That is the default Checkstyle piece, and we don't want to use that. We want to instead go browse here, and we're going to go out to the desktop and then to our CS149 folder and select the XML cs149.xml file we just downloaded. We're going to hit OK. Then I'm going to come into here and use this yellow checks button on the toolbar. I'm going to run Checkstyle. And Checkstyle is going to check that I have followed all of the style recommendations for the course. And if I have, this should come out fine. It is not, because there are some things that we have in style that we want to have this on the previous line. I'm going to fix that. Also going to fix this one while I'm at it. That's the same error. And I'm going to run the Checkstyle again. So it's going to tell me I've got one. It's missing a Java doc comment. I have a Java doc comment, but it's only for the class Java doc. I also need a Java doc comment for the main. So I'm going to go add one here. I'm going to say main, and I'm going to say close that out. Then I'm going to save this and Checkstyle again. And it's going to say here that we've got block comment indentation level 0, expected is 3. So it wants to have this out at line 3. And then I'm going to line this up accordingly on the next few lines. So that's what it's saying right there. I'm going to Checkstyle again. And it's going to audit it, and it's going to say it expects a param tag. So what that means is it expects a tag here for this parameter args. So what we need to do is we need to come in here and give it a @param tag, and it's for args, and this is a command line argument. This is where we would pass in some arguments or items that we wanted to have our program use. For instance, if we ran this program from the command line, we would want to add in some arguments that we wanted to pass in order to use those in our program. We don't have any right now, so you could essentially say not used right now, and you would be correct as well. But to be 100% correct and define this the way it should be, we're going to say command line arguments. And we'll save this, and then we're going to do a check style. And run our check again, starting the audit. It says java.comment at 14 has parse error, no viable alternative. Okay, so let's see, we don't want one of these here. Args, I need to do that. Command line arguments will be fine here. And let's run that again. And it says audit done, and we have no errors. So this file checks out via Checkstyle, and we could submit this for a grade in AutoLab. So that is the installation and then the configuration of Checkstyle for JGrasp.